On September 20th, 2024, a maintenance crew walked back into a nuclear plant that had not generated a single watt of electricity in 5 years. The same 3 Mile Island most Americans thought was permanently shut down after the 1979 accident. And the company paying to bring it back online isn't an energy company, it's Microsoft. They signed a 20-year power purchase agreement for every megawatt that plant can produce, and they didn't blink at the price. Why? Because every AI data center on the planet needs enough electricity to power a small city, and the US grid simply cannot keep up. So in this video, I'm going to show you the 3 nuclear power AI stocks positioned to profit massively from the AI power crisis Wall Street still isn't talking about, and one big risk you need to watch for before you buy any of them. Because here's the thing. The story everyone's been telling you about AI is NVIDIA, AMD, Intel, Broadcom. And don't get me wrong, the most important chip company on the planet right now is NVIDIA, but the AI gold rush has a much less obvious bottleneck that has nothing to do with chips. It has to do with electricity. By 2030, US data center power demand is projected to roughly triple, from around 200 terawatt hours today to over 600. That's the equivalent of bolting Japan's entire electricity consumption onto America's grid in only 5 years. And no, solar and wind alone aren't going to solve it. AI training runs need power 24/7. So the smart money is moving into a sector most retail investors gave up on decades ago, and that is nuclear power. We're going to walk through 3 stocks, exactly how each one makes money, the catalyst driving them, and the risks. The best opportunity is the second one. Let's start with the most obvious AI stock nuclear power play. So our first stock is Constellation Energy, ticker CEG. And you can picture them as the existing nuclear giant. They run the largest fleet of operating nuclear reactors in the United States. Around 21 nuclear reactors across the country. And that gives them the kind of stable, carbon-free baseload power that AI hyperscalers desperately need. And that's exactly why Microsoft signed that 20-year agreement with them in 2024 to restart the famous 3 Mile Island Unit 1, the unit that was not part of the 1979 accident. That deal alone will deliver around 835 megawatts of power dedicated to Microsoft's AI workloads starting in 2028, and that is the catalyst. Constellation isn't pitching a future technology. They have already built reactors that are profitable today, and they're now signing a 20-year contracts at premium prices because hyperscalers will pay almost anything for guaranteed clean power. The risk: CEG's stock has already had a huge run, up several 100% since the AI narrative kicked in. So if AI CapEx, capital expenditures, slows even temporarily, the multiple here can compress fast. This is the safest play, but the easy money has already been made. But the next stock trades at roughly half of CEG's multiple, owns the second largest nuclear fleet in the country, and Wall Street is still mispricing it as a Texas gas utility. Let me show you why. Stock number 2 is Vistra, ticker VST. And this one is honestly the most interesting setup of the 3. Vistra is technically a power producer, not a pure play nuclear company, but they own the second largest competitive nuclear fleet in the US after they bought Energy Harbor in 2024. So you get nuclear exposure plus natural gas, and that combination is huge because Texas, where Vistra is heavily concentrated, is also where data center build out is exploding. Companies like Oracle, Meta, and a whole wave of crypto and AI hybrids are pouring into ERCOT, the Texas electricity grid, specifically because permitting is faster there than anywhere else in the country. So Vistra benefits from 2 trends at once. 1, demand for their existing nuclear plants from the hyperscalers willing to sign long-term contracts and pay just about anything. And 2, surging power prices in Texas as data center load grows. Their financials reflect this. Vistra's stock is up significantly, but their forward earnings have been revised up multiple quarters in a row. Free cash flow is strong. Management has been buying back shares aggressively, and that is, of course, a great sign. And here's the thing. Even after the run, VST still trades at a meaningful discount compared to CEG on most multiples. Why? Because the market still classifies Vistra as a Texas gas utility in its head, rather than as an AI infrastructure play. And that really is what they are. That perception gap is the opportunity. The risk is that natural gas exposure cuts both ways. If gas prices spike, margins on their non-nuclear plants gets hit. But for a 5-year hold, this is the one that I definitely find most interesting, and you should check it out. And by the way, if you've made it this far, you probably care about this stuff. So please consider subscribing to the channel. We talk about under the radar investing themes like this every single day, and we're trying to grow the channel without ever turning into a hype account. Okay, our third stock has no revenue, no working reactor, and is backed by the same guy who runs OpenAI. Let me explain why I still own it. Stock number 3 is Oklo, ticker OKLO. And this is the high risk, high reward swing in this basket. Oklo is a small modular reactor company, SMRS, backed by OpenAI's Sam Altman, who was actually their chairman before he had to step aside to avoid conflicts with OpenAI's own data center plans. Their pitch is simple. Instead of 10 billion mega reactors that take 15 years to build, Oklo wants to deliver 15 to 75 megawatt factory-built reactors that data centers can essentially install on-site in 2 or 3 years. If that thesis works, SMRs become the default power source for the next generation of AI campuses. And it is very intriguing. The catalyst here, though, is regulatory. If the NRC has been slowly greenlighting SMR designs, and Oklo has signed letters of intent for over 14 gigawatts of future capacity with data center customers. Now, the giant flashing warning sign, Oklo has not generated meaningful revenue. They haven't built a working commercial reactor yet. The stock has been incredibly volatile, swinging double-digit percentages on any news, swinging either way. So this is not a park your retirement money here. This is a small position, asymmetric upside play. If they execute, this could be the NVIDIA of the SMR era. If they don't, you lose your position. And here is the connecting thread across all 3 of the companies we've talked about. Wall Street still treats the AI trade as, quote, buy more chips. But every dollar spent on NVIDIA GPUs has to be matched by roughly an equal dollar of investment in power production, cooling, and grid capacity. Nuclear is the cleanest, most reliable, longest contracted way to meet that demand. The hyperscalers know it. The smart money is positioning. The headlines just haven't caught up yet. NVIDIA built the brain of the AI revolution. These 3 companies that we've talked about in this video are building its heart. They're building the power component, arguably the most important part of this equation, because without power, there is nothing else. If you have found this video useful, please consider subscribing to the channel. Turn that bell notification on. Please take a few minutes and watch some of the other videos here on the channel, because quite simply, I create these videos with really 2 goals in mind. And those goals are, number 1, to help you make more money in tech stocks, AI stocks, and any other great investing opportunity out there. And additionally, my second objective with this channel is to help keep you informed so that you can go out and live your life, and I'm sitting here working for you. So please consider subscribing, take action, check out all of the AI power stocks that I've given you in this video, run them through your own due diligence, and then decide if you think, hey, Austin's right, maybe I should invest in some of these. And until the next time, I'll see you down the road.